This is the sequel. 25 players, one nation, united by a game. Welcome to the season 08 Jays.
Did pretty good work on me. Dr. Krimchek right there.
10 months removed from Tommy John, B.J. Ryan breaks down the darkest days of his life.
It was terrible, it was a terrible year altogether. The only thing I could say, I got hurt doing my job.
Between the lines, he's the game's next superstar.
I have a feeling that you're going to remember Alex Rios for some time to come.
Off the field, he's known as the Prince.
I don't know if he reads magazines or what he does, but he's always stylish.
In the face of $126 million, the franchise opens up on a season like no other.
The way you come out of it shows what kind of man, what kind of person you are.
And with the window closing, the doctor speaks out.
There's got to be that urgency every single time, stick it to whoever we're playing.
I'm Alex Rios, and you're watching the season.
This is our season, 08 Jays.
I'm Centray fielder Vernon Wells.
The numbers tell the story. 13 players, 1,073 man days lost. Over 22 million sat helpless on the DL.
And I'm thinking there might be a couple of Blue Jay fans going, okay, what is it now?
In a season ravaged by injury, the watershed moment will always be the loss of all-world closer, Bo Jr. Ryan.
It's tough, you go to sleep and you wake up and you're in a sling like this, something in there's not good going on right now, but you go in there thinking of the worst and you just hope everything goes good through the surgery.
Only 11 games into the season, the bullpen lost its general, the 07 Jays their swagger, and for B.J. Ryan, the game he loved.
It was terrible, it was a terrible year altogether. You're away from your teams, you're with your family is kind of the only thing you have going for you, but you're away, you're not doing what you love, and it's tough, man. You just kind of sit back, and the only thing I could say, I got hurt doing my job. I didn't get hurt messing around, kind of off the field activities. I got hurt doing what I love to do.
I think BJ knows it's not a good feeling to be at home in the middle of the season and watching that team play. It's tough. It's hard on the heart because this is what you do and this is what you love to do.
Easy way to put it, you're kind of forgotten. Even though you're not, not purposely, but when you're not out there and you're hurt, you're not really in it. You don't feel like you're in it. I missed the World Series. I missed the 03 Marlins because of my Tommy John.
Because Tommy John, it's not the surgery. It's the rehab that's kind of the grind. Because you're doing the same things over and over again, trying to get strong and trying to get everything back in its place, and that's kind of what keeps you going. I would much rather have to do that rehab through Tommy John than have to sit and miss another year.
One man's misfortune was another's opportunity. As Ryan underwent Tommy John surgery 1,500 miles away, we witnessed the emergence of Jeremy Accardo.
Where somebody has an injury, another young kid gets a shot.
B.J. Ryan, they signed him 5 years, $47 million. Tommy John probably won't be back till, maybe the middle of next year. Maybe they do have themselves the closer.
When one of your good friends and teammates, one of the best closers in the game, goes down and they're calling you to step in and fill his role, those are some pretty big shoes to fill. And it's just good knowing that I can do that, and it's good to let them know that if they ever need it and BJ needs a day's rest, they got no problem throwing me out there.
The saying, out of sight, out of mind, is a mentality for some, just not B.J. Ryan. As Accardo dealt with the mental grind that is the closer's role, B.J. was there for him on the daily, acting as friend and mentor.
Continuously through the year, last year I would call him with struggles that I was having, it wears on you a little bit when you're in those intense games, with those high pressure situations, it kind of takes a little bit more out of you, and that's something you have to deal with. So I wasn't afraid to call him and ask him, what to do in certain situations, and what he saw. He watched every game. I can pick his brain for years and years and still not get it all.
It's the tough nights, when you give up those couple runs and you let your team down, and that's kind of the great separator in that role, man. And he was a guy that could handle those swings, man. He's He's an even kill guy, and and I knew that going in. That way, I wasn't really worried about him. And doing what he did last year is a testament to his work ethic and his mental makeup. That's when it's on the line and you lose it, and you have to look your teammates in the face. It's a little reality check right there. And I mean, he was poised. You can't say enough good things about what he did last year.
Their friendship goes beyond the game. As athletes that pride themselves on late inning pressure, they both admire and respect the biggest pressure cooker of them all, life on the PGA Tour.
Can't talk and answer any questions. Like a kid in a candy store right now, just watching them move it, To watch those guys do what they do out there, they make it look so easy, it's almost misleading. And you've been lucky and catch yourself in certain situations and go out to the range and watch those guys prepare, and you know how strong they are mentally, because it's a game that'll wear on you. You need 4-foot putts for $100,000. It's tough enough to make a 4-footer with nothing on the line, just kind of bragging rights. So, those guys are special.
Doesn't hurt to be lucky.
Yeah.
You can throw a good pitch and he'll crush it, but it'll be right at somebody.
Well, it's the same with us too.
Yeah.
Fall right, hit a tree, and back in the fairway. Thanks a lot, love. I'm like you, I'm finesse.
Yeah, I'm a finesse guy, man. Keep between the fences, get up and down, make some putts.
Not me. Go big, go home.
9 years into his big league career, Bo Jr. Ryan received the ultimate reality check. The surgery and the rehab process that followed simply made him stronger. But as opening day approaches, the health of number 52 is the single biggest question mark facing the 08 Jays.
When I started the whole rehab process, people say what they think's going to happen. Not everybody's going to rehab the same, and not everybody's going to heal the same. You know what? And they were saying 12 to 18 months, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? Let's just go and I'll bang away, man, and I'll see what happens. And best case scenario, I break with the team. Worst case scenario, I miss a month. So I was like, I'm just want to get down here and get a fair shake, man. I'll show them the work that I put in and show them that I am going to be healthy to start the year, and then see what happens.
Day 3 of the winter meetings here in Nashville, and the talk continues to swirl around Blue Jays outfielder Alex Rios.
My understanding is that the Jays are willing to do this deal.
During the offseason, I thought I was going to be gone.
When you heard the rumors, it just didn't make any sense. Alex Rios, their lone all-star, the same player that carried the 07 Jays, had his bags packed, convinced that his career in Toronto was over.
Every time I hear myself in trade talks, I have mixed feelings. I don't know what to think. Sometimes you get down and stuff like that, but you got to realize that it's, like I said, it's a business.
I think anybody who plays the game is pretty naive to think that they're going to never have their name mentioned in a trade, especially if they're a good player. And part of that problem is most teams come and ask you about your best players. So as a general manager, you wouldn't be doing your job if you didn't listen. I think the ultimate and the end result is that, Rios is here, and there's a reason why he's here. He's here because obviously we didn't think it was a situation to move him was going to help us to be a better club.
Patience is most definitely a virtue. After 2 years in the show, scouts and GMs questioned his game. They said he was too skinny, not enough power, inconsistent. Now, at 27, he's a two-time All-Star and the prototype for power and speed.
I have a feeling that you're going to remember Alex Rios for some time to come.
He's probably one of the best players I've ever seen. He's one of these. He is the strongest person I've ever seen. So if he gets that skinny look or whatever, don't believe it. He'll crush your hand in a second. It's unbelievable. Just donkey strength is what they call it.
When you're growing up and you start playing baseball, you talk with your friends, with your teammates, and you talk to them like, I'm going to make it to the big leagues one day. And all of my teammates were like that. I'm going to make it too. I'm going to make it too. It's great, you live in that dream. I like it because my parents are very proud of me. They wanted me to play in the big leagues, and I made it. So they're very happy about it, and that's what I want. I want to make people happy about my success.
There's really no limit for him. I think if he wants to be a power hitter, he can be a power hitter. If he wants to hit 350, he can hit 350. But for him, it's that maturity level. Once he gets to that maturity level, watch out.